Welcome back to the I Beg to Differ podcast. Today we will be recapping episodes 2 and 3 of the Challenge USA season 2. I have my sister Catrina with me here again. And so I guess let's just go ahead and jump into these two episodes. So on episode 2, episode 1 we left off where
Mhm.
the names were in the hopper, and I think we were waiting to see what name got pulled out of the hopper. So I forgot who was nominated. It was Louis and Amira, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Louis and Amira, and the top names in the hopper. It seemed like it was mostly men names in the hopper,
Mhm.
but come to find out, the name that got pulled out was a woman's name, and it was Michelle. So we're gonna get Michelle versus Amira in the elimination. What did you think about this? Did you think production rigged it so that Johnny wouldn't go to elimination?
Yeah, I do because like he's a challenge vet, like he's legendary at this
Mm-hmm.
point. So like for him to be in there, it kind of created like some drama,
Yeah.
but also, it keeps people kind of interested on who's gonna be in the actual like I guess the the elimination
Yeah,
round.
in the arena.
So, yeah. So, I think they only did that for that. I don't think they did it because people actually, I understand they probably want him in there, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they did it because of that. I think they did it to just stir up some like suspense and stuff to keep
Right.
watching.
Yeah, agreed. I think the only reason they did, like you said, the hopper too, is so that it couldn't be because they knew they weren't bringing a lot of like vets in.
Mhm.
So it's like if they didn't do the hopper, they were just gonna vote vets in straight up every time
Yeah.
because it was only 6 of them out of I don't remember how
Mhm.
big the cast is, but so
Yeah.
I just knew I figured they were gonna like try to find a way, whether it was keeping the vets immune for a couple of weeks or whatever, a way to keep them
Yeah.
safe. So I felt like Amanda was just being very petty in this situation. I don't know if we really want to dive in the whole Amanda, Fessy, Michelle thing, but it's just like, girl, that ain't even your man no more. Like, why are you still mad at this girl about this? You got a
My
whole baby.
thing
Like, grow up.
my thing with this whole thing is I feel like the vets are just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even the one okay, you'll get it, but you'll understand when I explain it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 6 of them, right?
Yep.
But then you have other ones who are considered not technically
But
vets.
they are like Josh,
Yeah.
Fessy,
So it's
Paulie.
like, why didn't y'all just team up from the get and just get rid of them?
Yeah, I think
Like,
they didn't expect the CBS people to play
but
that hard. But you got to think this time around it's like real strategists. Like it's
mhm.
like mostly Big Brother and Survivor. Like last time they had some like Amazing
Yeah.
Race and Love Island people on, but this
But
time
they
it's like
also gotta
strategy.
understand it's like these are some of the people y'all kicked out before.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't like people that are actually new. Only a few of them are. But
Right.
it's like some of these other people, you already knew that you was gonna have vendetta with them, so you should have
Yeah.
went ahead and got rid of them.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah, I don't know. But then I also felt like, because I'm starting to like Amanda a little more, because I kind of liked her, with the Tory
Mhm.
thing. But we'll get to that. But I also felt like Michelle, I don't get why she blaming Amanda for this too, though. That was the other thing, because she got, I think, 3 votes. Like,
Yeah.
obviously Amanda voted for her, and then she knew somebody from her team voted for her. I mean, it wasn't like it
Mhm.
was like this big like 6 people voted for her or something. You know what I mean? She
Exactly.
was just like
I
doing a little
think
too
she's
much.
just like you said, like what it said, she plays with her emotions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And with them kind of people, you have to watch it because then they can, turn on you. And as we can see, she's kind of just crazy.
Exactly. So then the elimination is called slam dunked. So there's two
Mhm.
tanks of water with 1,500 balls. They suspend both players above the tanks of water. They just keep. I didn't really understand the concept at first, I guess, until they really started. Did you? Like, it was kind of confusing. But they just keep dunking them into these water tanks, and they just got to hurry up and knock as many balls out of their tanks as fast as they can. They're going to get dunked 15 times in the tanks, and then whoever knocks out the most
Okay,
balls
I think this
wins.
was really simple, and I'm not saying because it looks simple, but it's probably hard. But at the same time, as you're being dunked,
Mm-hmm.
my strategy would be to push them all out to the side. Like whatever side has the most, you go to
Yeah.
that side and push them out. Don't just sit there and try to put out one or two. You gotta
Yeah,
keep
that's what they
going
kept doing,
like
those
with the
little
mass.
small things. Because at first, when TJ explained it, I was a little confused. But once they started, I'm like, I think somebody even told, maybe it was Michelle, they were like, get all
Mhm.
the balls to one side so you can just
Mhm.
do them all at once. But they
Yeah.
were still just one little hand flicking them out and
Yeah. I'm
stuff.
like, if it's me, I'm gonna be in there, and you know I can't swim. So then
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna hurry up and get this done, so I ain't gotta
Hmm.
keep being dumped.
So like with
But
this challenge, I felt like it was hard though to like see who was doing the best. Because I think I don't remember what color Michelle's balls were, but I had like in my notes that the color of her balls, it was kind of hard to tell who was
yeah.
doing the best. I feel like maybe hers were like purple or something, but it was kind of blending in with the
Mhm.
water a little bit, so you couldn't really tell like who
Mhm.
was in the lead throughout.
And then the way that like I don't know, but even
Mhm.
though she won, I felt like, girl, you won on something that was really simple.
Right. So she got 18 more balls than Amira, but it was more like a, even though they would never do something like this on Big Brother, but it was like a Big Brother type of like carnival game
Yeah.
elimination. Like anybody
This
could have won,
wasn't.
depending on how your
Yeah.
balls scattered in the water.
This
Anybody kind of could
definitely
have
was
won.
not like a challenge
Yeah, that like
elimination.
once I realized kind of the concept, I was like, Are we doing this now? Like, are we trying to make it
Mhm.
that much? Because remember last CBS Challenge USA or whatever, how they nobody finished the final. You know what I mean? So are we trying
Oh
to
yeah.
dial it back that much to help these
I don't
people?
know. I
So
do not
so
know.
yeah, like you said, Michelle won. She got 18 more balls out. So then we find out the other twist is that the winner of the elimination can swap teams if they want with a member of the same sex on another team. Did you think Michelle was
Mhm.
gonna swap teams or like?
No,
Yeah, I felt
I
like it was too
didn't.
early in the game. You don't really know what team is really that strong because you only had one
Mhm.
daily challenge. So I'm not really surprised she didn't swap teams. She tried to make it this whole thing about something. I don't know. She made it a thing about something else. But girl, you knew you weren't gonna
Yeah.
swap teams like that. Strategically, is just not smart. So then they get back to the house. And then I was like, not Johnny hugging Michelle like she didn't just like, vote her in an elimination in the house. Like you
It
thought
was
you were the
funny
first ones to
though.
hug her in the house. I'm like, girl, you just voted that girl in.
It was funny though.
And so then apparently Amanda was trying to start a fight with Michelle. And I was just like, why does she still care about Bessie? And then I actually this weekend I listened to Johnny's podcast that he had, and he had Michelle on, Johnny Bananas, and she was saying I guess there was like a bigger like blow up at the arena between her and Amanda, and they didn't show that on TV. So that's what Amanda was talking about. She was like, you wanted to act like a big dog down there or something. But what did you think
Mm-hmm.
about this fight? And then all the CBS people seem like in shock that it went that far.
I think Amanda. I think I really like Amanda. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I think she just has some underlying situations with these people because they've always done her dirty.
Yeah.
So I feel like at this point, I understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, I think CBS is playing up this whole situation because
Mm-hmm.
it's reality TV, so they have to figure out how to make it so interesting people want to watch it.
Yeah.
Now, for the CBS people, they knew what was going on. They had me watching these like challenge series. I
Right.
know we watched every single one since it
Mm-hmm.
started,
Yep.
but like the whole situation is, they ain't surprised. They're not
Yeah.
surprised.
And so like for me, I don't think Amanda should still be upset about the Fessy stuff. Like,
Yeah.
she's not even with Fessy. But then again, I listened to the podcast with Michelle and
Mhm.
Bananas, and couldn't find out. Michelle was saying that her and Amanda were friends before all of this. So now I'm like, hold up, girl. Regardless if she was justified at saying, oh, well, Fessy and Amanda were done. If that's your friend, you don't do that. So now I'm kind of on Amanda's side after listening to that podcast. Now I don't think she should still keep being like mean to her and stuff, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't f with her no more either.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all.
So then the red team, they had a little like team meeting, and I think they finally clocked that Johnny voted for Michelle because she the only one that didn't show up for the team meeting.
Mhm.
So then you get Desi, Chanel. I don't know, my autocorrect put it Chantel. Chanel
Okay.
and Tiffany, they're doing some strategy talk. I like this alliance. I be wanting the black women to work together on these shows. We don't need another Anissa. Um, so after that
Mhm.
do you have anything on that strategy talk, or are you good on that?
I think okay, maybe it's just me, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the females are scared of going up against someone that is very, let me see how to put it, very strong, like a
Mm-hmm.
very strong female. And I think all the weak females keep trying to get all the strong females out.
I mean,
But
yeah.
it's like for me, I mean, I get that strategy, but at the same time, it's boring to watch somebody who really shouldn't even be there in the final
Yeah, but I think there's
when
a
the time
lot of
comes.
strong women this
And
season.
Desi, I don't like Desi because she's what you call it. She can go to the next. She
I
needs to be in
like
elimination, get
Desi.
eliminated.
I like
She's
Desi.
sneaky.
I like
She's
that she's
sneaky.
strong. Now she was messy on Challenge USA 1. She
Mhm.
was that whole mess with Cinco, Cash, and Tiffany. She was kind
Yep.
of driving that, running back and forth, saying stuff. But
Yeah.
but I like Desi. Like I like that she's strong because we don't get a lot of the black women that they bring on this show. They're
Yeah.
not like really strong competitors. What do we have? Like
Mhm.
Cam, Ruthie. Who else would you say like that's a black woman? Because like let's be honest, like Jasmine and Anissa, not really
I
that
miss
strong.
Anissa. I'm not gonna lie. I miss Anissa. And the reason I miss
Uh-uh.
Anissa is because like she's an original. Like she came from like the beginning. Like I miss her, but I don't miss Veronica. I do miss what's her name? Rachel sometimes.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
that was hardcore and good at doing the challenge. I miss her. I wish she would come back.
I don't think she will though.
I
But
know.
I thought she may do like a All Stars, but she still ain't did it.
Yeah.
But so then we get to the daily challenge. The daily challenge is called working the poles. So there's a structure
Mhm.
above water, three color platforms for the three teams, and then they need to get across to the other platform. And
Yeah.
by going from pole to pole, the team to get the most across the fastest will win and be safe from elimination. Would you now? This seemed like a typical like challenge. Like I guess the
Yeah.
daily challenges are good, but the eliminations have been a little
This
shaky.
seemed basically like the
Hmm.
original ones they used to do.
Right.
I think I remember them doing one similar to this before,
Yeah,
but I forget which season it
I
was.
do too. I can't remember which one either, but yeah, they did
Uh,
something similar to this. But I feel like it
yeah,
was much further, and it maybe was like a two-person
yeah,
team thing or something.
yeah. Yeah, it was a two-person thing. It wasn't
Yeah,
like everybody out for themselves. But
right.
I think it's kind of interesting though to see them reusing some of the stuff that they've already done. But
Hmm.
I also feel like this challenge, it kind of like it's about upper body, but it's also about strategy.
Right.
If
Exactly. Which we saw from the vets trying to help folk, but
mhm.
folks don't want to listen.
Yep. Yep.
So they did it in two separate heats. So like half of the team go heat one, half go heat two, and then since the green team lost a mirror, Dusty ended up
Mhm.
going twice for them. So in heat
Yeah.
one, we had on the red team Tiffany, Dusty, Michelle, and Polly. And then the green team had
Mhm.
Louie, Tyler, Amanda, and Desi. And blue had Sebastian, Alyssa L, Cassidy, and Chris. What did you think? I guess let's start with the red team. We had Polly. Polly was not Polly. Bananas was giving them good
Yes.
strategy. He's trying to tell
Uh-huh.
them what to do,
Mhm.
and they just shit the bed. They didn't do anything what he told
Nope.
them to do. So, what did you think?
Josh be struggling. Josh be looking like, he got that upper body, but it's like non-functional.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not even a purpose for it.
yeah. Because I was
Oh
like,
my
they had a good
gosh.
strategy. They were supposed to have like the guy get on first, and then pass the poles back to the girls to help like with the momentum. The blue
Mhm.
team out the gate was struggling. And
Mhm.
then Cassidy and Alyssa L, they dropped first. So like
Yeah.
blue team was kind of put them out of contention at that point. You know what I mean? And then Michelle dropped next, and then Dusty dropped. So like the green team still got everybody up there, and blue and red just dropping like flies.
Yes.
So then Sebastian, he does make it. He was the first to make it across, but then and then Chris did make it across actually. So the blue did get two across in the first
Mhm.
round, but then Louis drops, but then and then Tiffany drops and Polly drops, and so all the red team drop. So
Yeah.
red team getting nobody across in heat one, and then the green team was able to get 3 out of 4 across. So
Mhm.
Amanda, Desi, and Tyler all made it across.
Mhm.
What do you think about that?
I'm so happy that Amanda got
And
across.
did she
I
get
was
across
really rooting
first
for her.
too?
She was the first one.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was proud of
that's
her. I
why I'm
really
so
was.
happy for her. Cause I always root for Amanda because they do her so
They
dirty
do. They
every
do.
season. Every season.
And I used to hate how Zach used to talk to her. Like I used to talk
Yeah.
to a lot of women, but especially her.
Mhm.
So I was proud that she made it across first. So like she didn't get that
Yeah.
extra help that some of them other girls got.
Exactly.
Like she made it across on her
Uh-huh.
own,
And
pretty
she's the
much.
one who helped Desi get over.
And
Then she
Tyler.
helped Tyler get where he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny.
I was proud of Amanda. And so now our score so far is green 3, blue 2, and red 0. So then the second heat,
Mhm.
the red team has Josh, Chanel, Bananas, and John A. Green has Wes, Michaela, Desi, and Monty. And the blue has Corey, Alyssa S, Tori, and Fessy. So like we said, Desi competed twice. And then
Mhm.
Johnny, he pretty much makes it across immediately. But I thought this was
Yeah.
like bad call on him because I feel like he should
Mhm.
try to stay on the poles a little long if he could to help swing poles back to other people on the team. Or what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it would have been better for him to like swing it because that's the whole strategy.
Yeah,
It's like a teamwork thing. You can't just focus on yourself. You got to help the weaker people too.
right. Unless he just knew they was finna lose, and so he was just
Yeah,
like, "Let me
that
just get
too.
this over with."
That
Because
too.
they already didn't get anybody across, so like the other teams were gonna have to
Yeah.
start dropping like flies for them to have a chance.
Mhm.
And then Monty and Tori they dropped pretty quick, which I figured
Yeah.
Monty wasn't gonna do that good. I feel like these type of competitions aren't good for those like bigger, heavier guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because having to hold their whole body weight up on them poles like that.
Mhm.
And then John A drops, Alyssa S drops. Chanel did really good, and she makes it across. She's stronger than I thought she was. Like I seen her on Survivor, but she's
Mhm.
actually a pretty strong competitor for like her size and stuff. And she looked pretty
Yep.
tall. And then Josh drops, so the red team can't win. Like they pretty much got everybody out. They only got 2 points, I think, at that point. So then
Yeah.
Wes makes it across. Corey drops, Fessy drops, and then Desi and Michaela both make it across. So the final score was red 2, green 6, and blue 2.
Mhm.
What'd you think about the final score of that?
I really thought like the red team was gonna have more
Yeah, that's what I thought
go
too.
across.
Because
I
they,
also was disappointed in West because I thought West was gonna get
well,
across.
he did make it across.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, Corey and Fessy didn't know.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, Wes made it. But
I
yeah, I was
figured
proud.
Corey wasn't gonna make it. Corey has upper body strength, but Corey is not. He's not like that type of person to win this
Yeah.
type of
He's not
challenge.
that good at dailies in general, unless they're like
No.
the more physical ones where it's like
Yeah.
every man for himself, get a ball out of pit type
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
So then I was kind of I figured Michaela would make it across 'cause she looks really strong, and then Desi making it across both times, like that's kind of dope, like that she was able to do that back to back like
Mhm.
that. So then we see that Desi wants to get out of it, but she's kind of worried about ruffling feathers. And then Tori was being super fake with Amanda, trying to keep Amanda from voting her in, trying to be all buddy buddy with her. And it's like,
Mhm.
you don't like this girl, Tori. Like this is what people talking about. Like y'all,
Mm.
y'all don't like each other. So don't
That's
try to
so
be fake with
true.
her when she in power. Where was this conversation
Exactly.
when your team was in power?
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Like, girl. So then we find out Sebastian got a crush on Tori.
Yeah,
He
that's no
he
surprise.
he not even cute to me though.
No.
Like
But she playing that
mm.
game right though.
But he look like Tori
Like,
type. He give me like
yeah.
Jordan vibes, but better personality for sure.
Yeah.
So then Chanel, Michelle, Tiffany, Alyssa L, Michaela, all of them are talking strategy. They're considering
Mhm.
voting John A to try to get Tory versus John A. So they basically want the green team to throw Tory in, and then they want to try to corral, their
Yeah.
group of people to all vote in John A. So then it give them a better odds of it being John A versus Tory in the elimination.
Mhm.
So we get to the green team nomination. Desi pretty much has her mind made up that her vote is bananas and Tory. Everybody basically wants Tory except Wes. And Wes tries to he tries to
He
kind of change their
tried.
mind, but they not hearing it. Michaela standing firm, Desi standing firm,
I'm gonna
Louis,
be
everybody's
honest.
firm.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't see really any of these girls like matching up
I
with
do.
Tori.
I do.
Which one you see?
Desi and Michaela. You saw them carrying that wagon on that first challenge.
I don't really see them matching up
I'm
with her
telling
though.
you, hopefully we'll see
I
it this
see it.
season.
I look and see,
Desi and
but
Michaela are my two. And maybe even Chanel, but I don't know. I got to see her in a little bit more because I ain't seen her compete that much before because she wasn't on Survivor that long.
we'll see.
I don't know. I think they can, and I don't like Tori anyway. So,
I'm just saying,
so
I'm
basically,
always on the vet side.
I'm ready for some fresh meat. That's what we really need, a
Well,
real
if you
fresh
can
meat
bring
season.
somebody fresh, I'm sorry. I just don't even think they should have this show.
I
They
like
shouldn't
it.
have the like. I'll be honest. I don't even think they should have the vets on the show. They should make this back to like a real world thing. Bring back the
Hmm.
real world because
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
really
they brought
like.
the vets to make it a little more drama. Because remember last
Yeah.
season they didn't really have much, and they didn't really know how to play the game. But
Mhm.
Michelle, again, I listened to a podcast, but she was saying that she thought it felt more like they were playing Big Brother. Like the game
Mhm.
kind of turns into Big Brother in the house this season. So
Mhm.
we'll see. CBS people basically steamroll the nomination, and it's Tory versus it's Tory and Bananas nominated. So what did
Mhm.
you think about did you like these nominations? I guess not, since you like the vets.
I mean, for me, I didn't. Okay, for me, John A is not really a vet.
We
Only
not to that
reason
part
she.
yet.
Oh, okay.
We just talking
Well,
about
I just
Tory and
don't
Bananas.
know. I don't know because I don't really think that banana should be in there, and I don't think Tory should be in there. I feel like the weaker people should be in there. Like it doesn't make the game fun when it's like, weak people
But
in the end.
they trying to win money.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, don't play the game scared. Go against the best you
I would
got.
have been playing scared
I wouldn't. I would
so I
take
can
it as
win
a
this
L.
money. So then the blue team they all agree to vote for a red guy.
Mhm.
But I'm like, but we'll see what happens with that. So Corey votes Dusty, Tiffany votes Corey, and those are the only ones I think we were able to see who voted who.
Yeah.
So we get down to the arena. The votes in the hopper are Polly 2 votes, Alyssa L 1 vote, Dusty 3 votes, Alyssa S 2 votes, Sebastian 1 vote, Corey 2 votes, and Janae 5 votes.
Mhm.
Anything surprise you there? I don't really think so.
No,
Yeah.
because they've already said their strategy is to get the vets out. So.
Right. Right. It didn't really surprise me because even though Polly's technically not a vet in the sense of this, he's kind of with them. It seemed, at least it seemed like from what I could
Mhm.
tell. So the name that ends up coming out the hopper is John A. So we got John A versus Tori. Which is what I guess the ladies in they wanted. So they
I
got what they
mean,
wanted.
I'm not surprised they picked John A because they knew that like Tori
Hmm.
was gonna beat her.
Yeah, and then what John A brings to the game, I don't know if anybody else has that skill in terms of the puzzles and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's kind of like get
Mhm.
her out. Don't give her team that advantage anymore.
Mhm. I just thought it was crazy.
Yeah. So then the elimination is drop the ball. So they have 60 balls that drop from this machine. It comes down this kind of like maze type thing. You have to catch the balls and score them in your goal. So it's kind of like balls in, but each black ball is worth 1 point and each silver ball is worth
Mhm.
3 points. And they can wrestle each other for the balls, but once the ball is like dropped and hits the ground, it's a dead ball. It's out. So you got Tori trying to blame Amanda for why she's down there. But it's like, regardless of how Amanda voted, Tori was going in. The way that
Yeah,
like that nomination
she
went, like
was.
Amanda didn't like influence anything there. It was regardless of how Amanda voted, Tori was going in. They were just outnumbered.
Mhm.
And then Tori was just being, I don't know, she was just trying to, I guess she was trying to send a message to the CBS girls. She was just poor
Yeah,
John A. Poor
she
John A.
ragdolled that girl.
But I feel like John A was hanging in there though, like
Yeah, she
as
was
much as she
trying.
could. You know
She
what I
was
mean? She wasn't
trying.
just giving it away to Tori. But
Nah.
it was pretty much a landslide. Tori dominated the elimination. And so the
Mhm.
score ends up being Tori 29, John A 15. Did this surprise you at
Yeah.
all? Once you saw what the
No.
elimination was? Yeah.
No.
And then Tori decided to stay with the blue team, which I expected, because I mean, I think some of the girls on the blue team voted for her too, but it's like at least she got like
Mhm.
Fessy and
Yep.
Corey on that team with her for now. So then we go to episode 3. So that was in episode
Mhm.
2. Tori comes in the house and she trying to start a fight with Amanda. Everybody want to fight with Amanda. I think they trying to make good TV with Amanda. They know Amanda's good
Yeah.
TV. They using her to make
Mhm.
good TV.
You already know it.
And it's like I'm just sitting here like, regardless of how she voted, Tori, you were going in. So why are
Mhm.
you making this scene? So then we get apparently there's the secret garden bedroom, and so that alliance is Desi, Chanel, Tiffany, and Michaela. They're the main four, and then they have other relationships outside of that. So then that kind of brings in Alyssa L, Michaela, and Alyssa S. Um, so I was just a little too confused too with, I guess Corey and Fessy are really close again because Corey was saying Fessy's his number one, but then remember he made a face when like Nelson was saying that he was working with Fessy or something on one of the other
Mhm.
challenges. So I was a little confused about that. And then we get a little scene where Paulie opens up about his sexuality to Tori. I don't know if Tori, I'm not trying to talk bad about Tori, but I just don't know if she's the right person for him to like have that conversation with. Just
Yeah.
considering like
I
the
think he should have
tumultuous
had that
relationship with Cara.
conversation. Maybe it should have been. I don't know, and I know they don't really get along now, but
Hmm.
maybe Josh.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. That probably would have went better. And so, I mean, it didn't go bad, but you know what I mean. I just don't know that was the
Yeah.
person for him to really talk to and open to about.
Mhm.
And then he talks about going to therapy and how he did a lot of soul searching and kind of finding himself and being able to be himself and not trying not to like continue to play like a character on TV. And I will say in this episode, I did kind of see that in him, like growth, a lot of
Yeah.
growth from Polly.
Mhm.
So after those little scenes, we get to the daily challenge. It's called Capsized. So you have 8 buoys. Every team must swim to their boat and capsize the boat. On the underside of the boat, it's the answer key for a puzzle. Well, not a puzzle. It's kind of like a memory thing. So you have like these flags, and you got to place them on the boat or whatever in the order that they are on the answer key. So every member of the team has to go to the buoy and back at least once, and the team with the most correct um and the quickest wins. So what did you think? I think this was again another like standard kind of challenge. You know what I mean? Like in terms of
Yeah.
difficulty, it kind of combines a few
Mhm.
different things. I think it was something they would do on the main challenge.
Yeah. I thought it was an interesting one though.
Which team were you looking at and thinking like, they might do good?
The red team.
Yeah, I did too. Because one, Josh is a really strong swimmer, and then
Mhm.
who else is on their team? And then obviously they have Bananas, and he's a strong swimmer,
I'm
and he's
not
good at
sure, but I
strategy.
feel like that girl Michelle, whatever
Hmm.
her name is, I
You think
think
she
she
threw it?
sabotaged it.
Yeah, that's what
I
I
think
was wondering too. I
that's
thought
what
she
I
threw
was
it too,
thinking
because
because of the way
I was like,
that she
and then
did
they
it.
had a good bit of Survivor people on their team too, right? And they can swim. Now
Mhm.
Tiffany can't really swim, so she may have probably hurt them, but she's smart. But like Survivor, you have to know how to swim to be on Survivor. So like I
Mhm.
felt pretty good. Felt good about the red team, and I like the green team too. But we see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But I liked them too. I thought they were my favorite to win just because they had like I knew Tyler could swim really well because he lives
Mhm.
like, I think in like Hilton Head or somewhere like that, and does a lot of
Yeah.
water stuff. And then obviously they got Michaela and Desi, who I knew could swim, and Wes I know can swim really. You know what I mean? So I thought the green team was gonna do much better than they ended up
Mhm.
doing. So red team goes first. Tiffany, awful swimmer, which
Mhm.
I for some reason I just expected it. You know, we be going on them shows and don't be learning how to swim before we go. So I just expected it. The red team they capsized the boat while one person goes ahead to go to the buoy, which I felt like was a good idea to kind of save some time. So while they're trying to get the boat flipped over, somebody else has gone ahead and went to go get a flag. Michelle, Polly, and Bananas, I think, were in charge of memorizing the
Mhm.
key. And then where they need to attach the flag is on the top of the boat, so they have to keep flipping the boat back and forth to attach the flags to the boat. Red worked a lot better together this time than in the other challenges, I felt like. Um
Mhm.
and then like you said, we get the scene where it seems like Michelle, I think she threw it. Like you said, I think she threw it. She's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I got my flag right or
Mhm.
something. And so they have to capsize the boat one more time to double check and then put the flag back up. So the red team, they kind of struggled though to like get back. um
Mhm.
and Chanel, I think Chanel is kind of questioning Michelle's motives. Remember, she was just like she's
Yeah.
not confident in Michelle. Like you can't drop the ball like that. So what do you think? I know you think she threw Michelle threw it. I kind of do too.
I think she did throw it,
Mhm.
and it's not a surprise.
Mhm.
I think she's at this point. Yeah, she's saying she's in an alliance, but I think at this point she's looking out for self.
Yeah, I think she threw it because she wanted Johnny in because they already had
Mhm.
two girl eliminations back to back, so they wanted a
Mhm.
guy in, and I think they wanted Johnny
Mhm.
versus Wes. Like, because I apparently Michelle has a relationship with Wes through his wife, so that makes
Oh.
sense why she wouldn't have wanted Wes in. And I knew she knew if it
Mhm.
wasn't Johnny, it was gonna be Wes.
Yeah.
So then the blue team is next. Sebastian is a captain of a boat, so he should be good. Like he's talking about he know how to capsize boats. He's a captain. Like he do this stuff. I'm like, okay. Blue team did a really good job. They kind of split up the
Mhm.
memorization in a way. I think they had like they kind of grouped them together. Like so
Yeah.
each girl I think memorized like 8 flags or something like that. They said.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really smart. And Sebastian was still being thirsty over Tori. So I need to win so Tori can be safe.
Mhm.
What do you think about Blue Team and their performance overall?
I mean, they had a good performance. They just,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think their strategy was that great, but it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah, me either. It's still 8 flags seem like a lot to have to memorize. So then we get the green team. They go last. I wrote that they were my favorite to win, and we see
Mhm.
Tyler's, like I said, great swimmer, but the green team they just shit the bed. It was just I had nothing positive to write. That it just was bad. That's all I'll
Yeah.
say. There was nothing positive about their performance. So we get
Mm-mm.
to the end. TJ says the blue and the red team both got 20 flags, while green team only got 19 flags. But I mean, I guess the green team did better than I thought, but I just got a feeling it took them a long time to get those 19 flags too, though.
Yep.
So then we found out that the blue team was faster, so the blue team wins. Did you want the blue team to win? Like, did you want Tori, I guess, to be safe, or like, were you hoping
I was
red team
hoping
won
for
this
the red
time?
team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was kind of too, because I was hoping for I don't know who I wanted to be voted. Obviously, I wanted Tori to be voted in again, but I don't know like who else.
Mhm. I wanted
Um,
Desi to go in against one of her, like,
Allies.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know. I think Desi's strong. I don't know why you don't like her. I like Desi.
I don't like her
So
on the
then,
show. I'm gonna say
yeah,
on the
right.
show.
Like the character, what we see on this, based on what we see on the show, we don't like the person on the show. We don't know these people in their personal lives. We don't know what they do day to day.
Mhm.
All we talk about is the show and the character that they portray on the show.
Mhm.
So we get to deliberation. Alyssa L. Well, actually, before deliberation, Alyssa L talks to Corey and basically able to
And
get in
she's
his head.
weak. She's not even a real player. Like, why did they even add this girl?
Like, yeah, why
Like,
they bring her
I'm pretty
back? I don't know.
sure Amanda could beat her.
Yeah, I think so too. But she's basically talking to Corey, and she's able to get in his head to basically like, but he is at the bottom of the Vets Alliance. Let's be honest.
And
But
that's his fault, isn't it? It's his fault.
why?
Because like the way that he plays the game, like he was playing the game against most of those vets
Hmm.
before. Like
Yeah,
he
the
never tried to be
Team
in their
Young Buck.
alliances. Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So basically she gets in his head before like we need you to like vote with us. You know what I mean? So then Alyssa basically controls the deliberation, and she's able to get most of the people to vote for bananas. Right. The
Mhm.
one that everybody's not really in agreement on is the girls. So the
Yeah.
struggle kind of becomes with the ladies' votes, and Amanda and Tiffany kind of seem to be the main names coming up. Um, but Corey becomes the deciding vote on the ladies' side. So by the time it gets to Corey, Tiffany has 2 votes and Amanda has 3 votes. Surprisingly, Tori didn't vote for Amanda, but I think it's more. So, I don't even know why she didn't, because I think Amanda's still gonna vote for her when she wants to. So she might as well have
Mhm.
voted for her. You know, what I mean, I don't know if this is just show some good faith to try to get Amanda to work with her later, but
Yeah.
Tori decides to go with Bananas and Amanda.
Mhm.
So Bananas and Amanda are nominated for elimination. Tori, trying to start some drama, goes back and tells Bananas there's nothing she could do, and she tells Johnny and Wes about Corey voting for him,
Mhm.
and it's just like it didn't matter. By the time it got to
Yeah.
Corey, Bananas already had 5 votes. He was
Mhm.
going in. You know what I mean? So like she just trying to start unnecessary drama, in my opinion. What did you think?
I mean,
Oh Lord.
at the end of the day,
Oh
it
Lord.
is vets stick together. So I feel like with him, I understand what he did, but at the same time, do you gotta look out for your team too, cause you
Mm-hmm.
don't know if they gonna vote you in, regardless of if you voted with them this last time. They could vote you in the next time.
I hear you. No, I hear you. But maybe like this shows them like he's willing to work with them. So maybe he won't be out too soon. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So then Johnny goes to confront um Corey, and then you got Josh riding Johnny's dick, and you got Dusty riding Johnny's dick.
Mhm.
Everybody. And then he basically calling Corey a bitch, Johnny. And
Mhm.
then that vets are fighting, and all the CBS people just tripping out. And then you got Johnny calling Fessy a bitch because Fessy voted for him too. And it's like I
Mhm.
think Fessy is playing another game within a game, because he knows like Johnny, if he makes it to a final, has a really good chance of winning. As long as he doesn't make like any
Mhm.
sort of stupid mistakes, because he's done so many of these, he kind of knows how to like when you can like
Yeah.
skip a checkpoint, just take a time penalty, or when you need to stick around and
Mhm.
do it, or stuff like that. So I think Fessy was looking at long term, because I think Fessy knows like I'm not saying Fessy will never lose an elimination, but most people ain't gonna beat him in elimination. So he would rather get Johnny out when he can.
Mhm.
What do you think? I feel like Johnny was throwing a tantrum personally,
I thought it was funny.
but
What? It was funny.
yeah, I guess. So then starts talking about Bananas, and he's saying that Bananas is trying to throw this whole pity party, and he just trying to manipulate everybody into not voting him in again or whatever. And then Dusty was talking about Bananas is his hero and all this stuff. I'm like, you too old
Mhm.
for this. What the hell? What you think about that when
Mm.
Dusty kept saying Johnny Bananas is my hero?
I think it's because of the situation. I think he says hero because, like, like during challenges, you don't like when you're new, you don't know what's going on. So then I think he used the wrong word. He should have just said he's my challenge idol or something. But
So
don't say he's your hero
I
because he
was
hasn't
like,
even
what the
saved your butt
hell?
yet.
I was so confused. I'm like, he ride his dick, dude. Honestly. So then we got Desi, Michaela, and Louie. They discuss voting for Polly or Josh to go against Bananas. And then the red team, they all meet and they about who to vote in. Amanda joins in the meeting. So basically, Amanda's playing both sides, but her whole thing is like, long as they vote for, I can get them to vote for some guys, then there's less chance of me going in.
Yeah.
So they discuss they want to split the votes on Monty and Tyler.
Mhm.
So the votes in the hopper, we get down to elimination. The votes are Josh 2, Tyler 3, Chanel 1, Polly 3, Monty 5. What do you think about how the votes shook
Yeah.
out?
I really thought they were gonna get Monty.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
wanted Monty.
Yeah, me too, because I don't like him. So we get there, and it ends up being Bananas versus Polly.
Mhm.
So the elimination is Fire and Ice, which I think Bananas would have beat Monty in this too.
Yeah.
Fire and Ice, they must hold their arm in the air. They're standing on a block of ice. If their arm drops, the fish guts drop on them and they lose. They can also throw bean bags at, I thought it was like, it's at these targets. I thought it was at each other at first. At these targets, if you hit the target, it ignites the torch under you. But like if the other person hits their target, then the torch swaps and it's under your ice or whatever.
Mhm.
And so it will melt the ice, but the it just alternates, and then whoever gets the last target will most likely win because the other person's ice will be melted by the fire.
Yeah.
So they both are hitting the targets really good. Like they both pretty much not missing, which is crazy that they were both that accurate.
Mhm.
Um, and so Polly is the one that gets the last bag, and he misses the target. What do you like? Did you think that was just it for Polly at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but he
And
did really good after that. Like I
yeah.
thought he was finna if his ice hadn't melted unevenly, you know what I mean? If
Mhm.
it had like, cause it started slanting and it was getting slippery and
Yeah.
stuff, like he might have beat Bananas. Cause remember, this was the
Yeah.
same competition that Natalie beat Bananas, something similar, like where she had to hold her hand
Mhm.
up on not Vendettas, Final Reckoning.
I
Is
think
that right?
so.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was like, Johnny didn't do too well that time, so I thought Polly at least had a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of on the side. I felt bad for Polly because he poured his heart out with the
Mm-hmm.
situation of what he was trying to go through and
Yeah.
trying to be somebody that everybody wanted to
Mm-hmm.
be. Have a character for the
Right.
show and then be a separate person to show that you're a man. So
Mm-hmm.
like, I just felt bad for him. I kind of did want him to win,
Yeah.
but either or, I felt like both of them. I was really rooting for both.
Yeah.
But I was more so rooting for Polly.
Yeah, I was rooting for Polly on this one, and I thought he was gonna pull it out for a second there, but Bananas ends up winning. Polly drops his
Mhm.
hand just a little too much because it didn't even look like he moved it that much. But I think with the ice
Mm-mm.
melting, it kind of dropped down a little bit. Um, so I just, I feel like Polly, like you said, really came a long way. Dusty still ride Bananas dick,
Yeah,
in the
he's saying
confessionals.
I gotta save him as much as possible.
So now it looks like Bananas is going to defect, which I think is a little early in the game for this, but based
I
on
think
what he
it's
was
smart.
saying, it looks like he's gonna defect. But we're not gonna see what team he chooses until the Sunday episode.
So basically, I think that Johnny is going to switch with Corey because I
Mm-hmm.
see him wanting to keep Fessy because Fessy's strong. Corey is like Fessy has already proved himself to Bananas, so I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be Corey because
Yeah.
Corey did him dirty, so he's gonna do him dirty and send him over to the red team.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking that too. Like I think he'll definitely want to go to blue because they have the most people left. But I
Hmm.
mean, he could maybe go to green too
I don't see
because,
him going there though.
well, I was gonna say since green has like three guys left, you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like the one
yeah,
they lost was Amira, which she wasn't that strong anyway. So like
yeah.
I think green, just physical strength is the strongest team
Okay.
left. Like, but I don't know. I think he'll probably pick Blue though, like you said, because he may want Wes on a different team
Mhm.
than him, since that seems. I think Wes is probably his number one, and
Yeah.
so, and I agree. I think it's gonna be Corey that he swaps with, because he has no reason to swap with Sebastian,
Mm-mm.
and I think he would want Fessie's strength on the blue
Yeah.
team. So yeah, I think that's where they're gonna go, or that's the way Johnny's gonna go,
Mhm.
and we'll just have to see how
Yeah.
this all pans
I
out.
need
With
that episode. I need the episode. I need to know where's Bananas going. Because he is the one that I root for every year that he's there. And the only reason I do is because he plays the game right. Him and Wes. Him and Wes,
You
they know how to play
are
the game.
toxic.
I'm not toxic. I'm smart. I'm
I
smart.
root for the rookies
I
and
don't root.
everybody
I'm
black.
not. I'm not rooting for the rookies. And if Anisha was on there, I root for her. But because she's not on there, I can't root for her.
No,
And I
I
don't know the
feel you.
other people who normally be on there.
I don't know. I feel like this
From
year
like,
I'm rooting for Desi and Michaela.
I think the only reason that I
And
root for like the vets is because I watched every season of
yeah.
the
And
Real
you
World.
watch like I was gonna
So
say their
it's just
original
like
show.
I have to root for the originals. I cannot root for people who are not originals.
I feel you. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I'm rooting for Desi,
I'm not rooting
Michaela.
for Desi.
On
And
the
technically, I don't even want to root for
guys.
Tori. I wish Amanda could win a challenge, but
I know.
it is what it is.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I thought John A
I
was
like
gonna
Amanda.
stay, but
Amanda might do win if they do another X this season. She can be partnered up with Fessy.
yeah, that's true. That's really true.
I think they got a
I don't see them
chance.
doing that though, because like since they've ended the Real World after that one
Hmm.
season,
Yeah.
where that girl got that girl, um, I don't see them bringing it back to MTV because I think they're trying to clean up some of the stuff now. I think they're trying to censor some stuff. I'm not sure, but I would prefer that if you hear me, if you're watching this MTV, please bring back the Real World and maybe the Road Rules too, because
Yeah.
this generation needs to see real people who are actually going to do the challenge the correct way and stop trying to baby this show so that people can be on it and not have to go through
Hmm.
the things that the original people had to go through.
Well, didn't they bring Real World back? What was it on? Was it on Paramount or something? Remember that?
They brought that back, but remember, those were for the old people.
No, like the Hulu it was on like Hulu or something.
I'm not sure. All I
You
saw
know
was
what
they
I'm talking
brought it.
about.
I
It wasn't
think
that good though.
yeah, they tried to bring it back, but it's like, I mean, you took it off the show for so long.
I feel
You
like
took
that
it off
other
TV.
show on Netflix was like, I know we going all off. But that other show on Netflix, the 20 somethings or something, that was
Mhm.
more like Real World. You remember
Mhm.
that show? And I think they canceled it. I don't even think they did
See, they
another
always
season.
cancel good shows. Like, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that Real World was really like, bomb, but like when it first came out, those first couple seasons, those
Hmm.
seasons were good. And
Yeah.
then the last season was good too. I ain't gonna lie. I mean,
Which one?
what
The
happened with that girl?
Bad Blood? Oh
No, the
no.
one with
The
that
the one
girl.
with Kayla
Yes.
and Cece.
Yes.
Yeah. That she deserved that.
But
Go big or
yeah.
go home or whatever it was called.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a good season. Bad Blood was even good. You had that girl
Mhm.
on there from Alpharetta faking that British accent.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That was messy. And that boy line talking about he was gonna go to the NFL. I don't know. I know we off topic. I just gotta say this real quick. I don't care what he say.
Uh
That was
huh.
his weed. That was his
Yep.
weed. That was
Yep.
not the cousin's weed like he
Uh
kept
huh.
trying to claim.
I also wonder what happened to like the Miz is on like wrestling like
Hmm.
WWE.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Coral? I always wondered it. What happened
I
to
think she was
her?
supposed to be on one of the seasons, but I think
Mhm.
they weren't paying her enough for something. They like I think somebody said they even saw like her jersey like on set, like how they have the little shirts with their names and stuff on
Mhm.
there. Like it was like a last minute scratch. I think they weren't paying her enough money or something.
Gotcha. Cause I know
Yeah,
that other
I
guy.
like
He was old and he couldn't do it no more. What
yeah.
was his name?
Who?
Tim or something?
Oh yeah, but even like Tina came back.
Mhm.
Remember on All Stars and stuff. But I hate that she quit. But
Yeah.
anyways, well, anyways, this one's gone longer we
Yes.
thought we came into it's like, oh, see, the episode 2 didn't have that much. Then we talked a lot more about episode 2 than we thought. But
Mhm.
so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. I'm gonna get this posted today because we're actually recording on Sunday when a new episode is gonna drop this evening. So I'm gonna try to get this up today before that episode drops, and we'll be back again. We'll record again after the Thursday episode. So my name is Candace. You can find me on Instagram at simply Candace. And Katrina.
And my name's Katrina. You can find me on Instagram at Katrina_lovable.
All right, and we will talk to you guys next time. We also recap other shows. We wrapped up our recaps on Sweet Magnolias, and those
Mhm.
will where I'm editing and posting those, and then also Survival of the Thickest. We've
Yep.
been posting some recaps for that show as well. And then if you guys have any other shows you want us to recap, just let us know. We post this podcast, the video version on YouTube, and then it's also on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or anywhere else you can think of to find podcasts. And thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.